It was a story of unimaginable evil, which changed the way the police force looked at criminals. He seemed to think he did nothing wrong and he wouldn't get sent down for it. It's just beggars belief. Tonight we follow the story of one man who shook the world.
Was he led astray by the people that he knew, or was he just born that way?
This is the Handz enquiry. Philip Handz was a man of few words. When I first met him, he just sat there, so calm and sure of himself, almost as if it was standard procedure to him. Or was it just in his nature to be so calm? On the 10th of August 1981, Philip Handz was arrested at his home in Glove Terrace on suspicion of GBH, also known as grievous bodily harm.
Prior to Hand's arrest in August 81, this is the precise place in Glove Park where Handz had pushed his victim, not killing him on the floor, but knocking him out cold. I'll be trying to figure out what happened in Hand's brain on that tragic night.
No, what's your emergency?
Somebody's been pushed.
A man's been pushed, has he?
Yeah, he's been pushed.
Alright. What's the location of your emergency, please, sir?
Glove Park in Whitcomb.
Alright, is the man still breathing?
Yeah, I think he's breathing, yeah.
Alright then, an ambulance is on its way. Please stay calm, please, sir.
Alright, I'm calm.
Okay.
I'm calm.
At 10 to 12 on the Sunday night, we received an emergency phone call from Glove Park, and I thought nothing of it. But unbeknownst to us, it was Philip that made the phone call. Once the victim came round a few days later, we obviously questioned him about what had happened, and he said straight away the man that made the call did it. There was no question in my mind. We had to go round there as soon as possible and arrest him. As soon as I met him, I knew he wasn't a psychopath because he was just so in control of himself. He didn't put up a fight or anything, he just did exactly as I asked.
Based on an eyewitness account, we decided to create a reconstruction video for you viewers to see of the Great July Ordeal. It was just a normal Sunday evening for an unsuspected victim. Handz then appeared with an unbelievable strife in his steps. And then without warning, he struck his victim, sending him to the gravel below. And how would the victim then wake and deal with the terrible crime against humanity? The man was none other than CJ, a past criminal himself, but somebody that had turned his life around to help others like him. And as funny as a Morris Piper, 10 years ago, me and my team actually filmed a documentary on CJ, which meant that he was more than happy for us to interview him again.
Did you provoke him in any way?
Nah, I was just walking down the road. I was coming back from my work, and next thing I know, I turn around and there's a mustache, and you push me down, blah, push me down.
Could you give us an explanation of what he looked like?
Well, he was coming down the road, and all I saw was a mustache that covered the mouth type thing, and then the glimmer from on the streetlights into the glasses on his face, as if to say, I'm coming for you, blah. I'm not gonna let you get away, innit?
What will you do if you ever see this man again?
He's not here, is he? No, blah. I don't want to talk about it anymore, blah. It's too much, blah.
It all became too much for CJ, and we had to stop filming. Once we finished the interview with CJ, we showed it to Philip's family to get their side of the story.
I can't imagine my son doing that. It's so out of character. I just don't know what happened. I don't know.
He's innocent. I don't care what anybody says. I will fight his corner every day until he's free. Because as a good man once said, we are the fuel, we happy fuel, we band of brothers. 'Cause he will be free.
Did you ever think that your brother could do such a terrible thing?
No, never in a million years. He's innocent. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any fucker believes about that. He's innocent.
Are you going to testify his innocence in court?
Is that even a question that needs answering? Who the fuck do you think I am? That don't bear thinking about, that don't. What a stupid question. Stupid fucking question.
Do you think he deserves to be sent to prison?
Look, mate, you're really throwing the courgette in the carrot pen now, alright? He doesn't deserve to be in prison, 'cause he ain't done a jip wrong in
The
years.
victim is lying about what happened.
What, this CJ, one who hallucinates 'cause he's always on nettles and all that stuff? Course he's bloody lying. He ain't, you're really starting to sour my pickle now.
But his mother thought differently, so we decided to interview her as well. This here is Philip's mother. How are you today?
I'm alright.
So, do you think that your son is innocent?
I don't think he's innocent. I want him to admit what he's done. But I'm just so disappointed in him. I don't think he could do anything like this.
Yes. So, did Philip ever show any signs of psychopathic behaviour when he was younger?
No. He was such a lovely little boy. He never did anything wrong. He was so good. He always did what he was told, and he always tidied his room. I just don't know what happened. I don't know. But I always thought it was gonna be Phaeton that did something
Oi, mother! I heard that!
Oh.
Bloody old bagging.
Now, there are still so many questions that have been left unanswered. Earlier on, we said we were going to take a look inside Philip's brain, and we're going to do just that right now. Now, what you'll notice is this has got that very stereotypical park kind of spongy, not quite tarmac texture. Anyway, fibres from this exact floor, in this exact park, with this exact moss, were found on Philip's phone that night, because when he struck his victim, his phone fell from his pocket, landing on the hard surface below. Now, when the victim actually hit the floor, he was left unconscious for about 3 to 4 minutes there. But that leaves one thing unsaid, doesn't it? Why could he remember Philip making the phone call if he was unconscious? That was because there was a few moments where Philip didn't actually call the emergency services straight away. Now that was because he was on the phone to Phaeton, his brother. Now, you will notice in our earlier interview that Phaeton, Philip's brother, said he hadn't done a jip wrong in years. But if you look at the actual, data of the situation,
what happened is he hasn't done anything wrong in years because it happened in 1981. Later on that day, after analysing the situation, we decided to actually take Pheaton down to the police station to complete a lie detector test, where he failed every single minuscule question, which then he later admitted that Handz did ring him after committing the atrocity. Handz was known to hate Monday shifts at work. But what could that possibly have to do with such a tragic catastrophe on that tragic night? Well, we spoke to Handz' manager. He said at the time that on Sundays he'd often get phone calls, emails from Handz explaining why he didn't want to come into work or he was sick because he just didn't like the customers that came in on Mondays. He had just left the pub on the Sunday night, obviously feeling very, angry, self-conscious about the work that he was going to have to do on the Monday. He was then walking down the road when a young man crossed his path, just at the wrong place at the wrong time, which led him to strike his victim so that he actually hit the floor and became unconscious.
As soon as Pheaton was brought down to the station, it started to unravel pretty quick that it wasn't just Philip that was part of it. We ended up getting a handle on the situation as soon as we did the lie detector test. He was failing everything, he was jittery, he was a bit uncomfortable in the station, so we just thought that maybe there is more than meets the eye. Once all the lie detector tests results came back, he had no leg to stand on. We ended up convicting him. He didn't go to prison like his brother did because we thought that was a bit extreme. He wasn't part of the crime, he just tried to cover it up with his brother. So he's got a lifetime ban from any parks in any the world, really. As well as this, Pheaton Handz has a foot tag which enforces a 7 PM curfew, so just enough time to go to Emmerdale Farm, have a cup of tea, go to sleep.
One man has been arrested just hours after his brother has been convicted of grievous bodily harm for an assault in Grove Park.
A man has been sentenced to 75 years in prison for grievous bodily harm, while his brother has been banned from parks around the globe.
Sentenced to over 75 years imprisonment for grievous bodily harm.
Questions have been raised about his parole, however, no answers have been given as of yet.